right, welcome to The Beam, where curiosity stirs conversations, taking us a step further into the future we desire. Here, we bring you the issues that matter, the voices that challenge, and the unique insights that inspire. I'm Sunas Nathaniel. Today, we are asking the question that cuts through the very fiber of national security and development in a world ruled by data code and cyber intelligence. Will Nigeria become digitally sovereign or digitally dependent? At the heart of this conversation is the digital infrastructure that is powering our government economy and the future. So joining us now is a strategic thinker and technocrat who stands right at the intersection, and he is Professor Ibrahim Adeyanju, MD/CEO of Galaxy Backbone Limited, the federal government's backbone for digital transformation and cybersecurity. Prof, you're welcome to The Beam.
Thank you, Natalia. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Yes.
Let's get right into it. We're going to begin with, on a sad note, we've just lost President Muhammadu Buhari, and the question then becomes, what is his impact? What impact did he have, on Galaxy Backbone and the growth process?
Yes, thank you. Condolences to the nation on the death of our former president, Muhammadu Buhari. In terms of his contribution to the digital economy, one thing that stands him out was that he facilitated the phase 2 of the national ICT infrastructure backbone. And it was out of that we were able to build a data center in Kano. We were able to complete the data center in Abuja. And we actually moved the fiber backbone from the southern ring to the northern ring. And that's very significant for Nigeria. May the Lord repose his soul.
All right.
Yes.
All right. I think that's a good place to start from. At least some of these leaders have been able to put their hands, to the plow and say, hey, let us push this. Let us get this data-driven economy going. Let's get into the digital things of sphere of things. So let's go to the engine behind it all. This current digital infrastructure. The power behind it, and the kind of vision that we envision, that we are looking at.
Okay.
How is Galaxy Backbone driving this at this moment?
Okay. Galaxy Backbone is driving this vision based on the infrastructure that we have. When you talk of AI, when you talk of cybersecurity, there are 3 main foundations to it. You talk of the compute power, you talk of the storage, and then you talk of the connectivity. And this Galaxy is privileged to have. In terms of connectivity, we are privileged to have over 5,000 kilometers of fiber optic network connecting over 28 states. We have over 1,000 kilometers of fiber within Abuja alone, just for high-speed connectivity. In terms of storage and compute, we have 2 data centers. Those 2 data centers are used for storing, for providing compute in terms of AI power, and to ensure that digital transformation agenda of the government is a reality.
It's interesting that you've gone to that place where you talk about, digital storage, data center. I, for instance, have been opportune to see what your data center looks like.
Yes.
How do we convince Nigerians that indeed their data can be secure, that indeed we have the backbone to support the drive digitally? How does this come about?
Yes, so in addition to having a data center, one of the ways in which we secure the data center is we have a state-of-the-art cybersecurity operating center. It's a center that works 24/7, and the whole idea is to ensure that the data that are stored in a data center are properly secured. We have tools from all around the world to ensure that we have that different levels of cybersecurity, and we can assure Nigerians that any data stored in the government data center is fully secured using the latest technology.
Yeah, so when they will ask a question like, see, cyber war is here.
Yes.
AI is being used as a tool it's no more science fiction. It's reality now.
Yes.
How prepared are we for the next attacks? There are attacks that have taken over places like UK and shut down airports.
Yes.
How are we prepared for attacks in that nature?
Yes, so the truth is there's digital sovereignty, but there's also digital interdependence. And the truth is that no nation can actually do it alone. But in terms of the Nigerian ecosystem, we are not working alone. We are working within the digital system. So we're working with agencies like the Office of the National Security Advisor. We are working with sister agencies like the National IT Development Agency. We are working with Nigerian Communication Commission, as well as the Nigerian police also has a national security, cybersecurity. So with all this, I think what's important is, yes, we have the tools, but we should also understand the human factor and then working together collaboratively to ensure that even if there is a loophole somewhere, we're able to close it based on the synergy across government agencies. And that's the way we've been protecting the government data and other infrastructure.
I like how you brought that in, because now I'm going to the next question with these partnerships. Yes. We've seen partnerships, smart police stations, yes, and things of that nature. Speak to how this is going into the smart governance that we're talking about.
Yes, smart governance is the in thing. It's something we must do as Nigerians. And at Galaxy Backbone, based on the infrastructure that we have, we are trying to ensure that all agencies of government are smart. We have the collaboration with the Nigerian Police Trust Fund to build smart police stations. And what do we mean by smart police stations? Police stations that are 24/7 connected to the internet. Police stations that where you go to when they take criminals, they can take biometrics and be able to ensure that such information are shared across security agencies. Police stations wherein they're able to monitor the space around them to ensure that any criminal activities that are going on are seen in real time. And so there's lots of advantages in having a smart police station. And we're working with the Nigerian Police Trust Fund to ensure that they can have that based on the infrastructure we have and with other partners.
Yeah, speak to the partnership with the Energy Commission, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, so we also have a partnership with the Rural Electrification Agency. With the Rural Electrification Agency, the idea is to combine digital connectivity with renewable energy. Now, one of the things people don't understand is that for connectivity to take place, we need a lot of power. And what we found out was that a major chunk of our operational costs goes for power. So what we're able to do, like we look into the government, how do we reduce our power costs? And we identify the Rural Electrification Agency as one of the agencies of government that is mandated to provide power. So working with the Rural Electrification Agency, we're working to ensure that anywhere we have digital connectivity, it's powered by renewable energy. And projects like Project 774, wherein we are trying to provide digital connectivity to all
the local governments.
774 local governments, working in partnership with our sister agency, NICHCOMSAT, under the Federal Ministry of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, under the leadership of Dr. Bosun Tijani. So the idea is that wherein we can transfer the power costs to REA, that would allow us to be able to move faster and be able to provide digital connectivity that is needed. Also with the fiber, we have another project on fiber to hostels, wherein we are providing digital connectivity at high speed to university hostels. We started with Unilag. We also had University of Abuja. We are moving to other university hostels. And the idea is to work with REA, wherein they take the power cost while we concentrate on the actual connectivity.
Yeah, it's very interesting that these things are going on, because one of the greatest fears is that those in the rural areas do not get to be part of this digital economy. Can you speak further as to how we are bridging this to ensure that no Nigerian is left out of this whole move, this drive to a smart economy?
Yeah, so that's very important, and I think the truth is that that's one of the visions of the past governments and the current government, where we had what we call the National ICT Infrastructure Backbone. The National ICT Infrastructure Backbone is a project that wants to deepen broadband connectivity to ensure that Nigerians, we're not leaving the connectivity just to the private sector. And that's the basis of the connectivity across 28 states. One of the things since we came on board in February 2024 is to try and work. So I usually describe the fiber backbone as your highway. Now we have the digital highway, which is the backbone, but you need, so you have the trunk A roads kind of, and you need the trunk B and trunk C roads. So what we've been trying to do at Galaxy Backbone is to try and approach the subnationals, the state governments, local government, to say we need to work together. The federal government alone cannot power the connectivity of the whole country. So yes, we've been able to power a few places, but based on that, we have the highway now. We need your connection, the trunk B, the trunk C, or what we call the last mile. So we're working with state governments, the subnationals, to ensure that this connectivity can get to the rural areas. We're also working with sister agencies like the USPF, under the same Ministry of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, to ensure that we can work together and ensure that this infrastructure is extended to the rural areas.
Yeah, it's heartwarming, because one of those things we try to bring out is to see how we can really transform this nation using, the optimal technology. And in looking ahead, 5 to 10 years, what will the fully digitized, Nigerian government look like? And how are we preparing for this reality? Are we ready as we speak right now?
Yes, I think we must salute the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We're actually working as part of the renewed up agenda. And one of the aspects of the renewed up agenda is accelerating digital development using technology. At Galaxy Backbone, we are working with a lot of agencies. And one of the biggest partners is the Office of the Head of Civil Service of the Federation, wherein we are working towards digitalizing all main ministries, basically, ensuring that we move from manual file system to a paperless office, wherein anywhere you are in the world or within Nigeria, your PAMSECs, directors are able to do their work even on the go. And there are several advantages to this. You're talking of faster, easier, cheaper government services. We're looking at productivity, improved productivity. So basically, we expect better efficiency, better effectiveness. But the other aspect is transparency. Once things are digitalized, there is less of the human factor. So you wouldn't need to see somebody to speak to this person or say, oh, please take this before the work is done. So from end to end, if it's digital, then you are sure that people will do their work and the citizens will get more value.
I think it's imperative that this kicks off now because the world is moving and rolling fast. And so, again, people will always ask, how are we sure that this is going to be seamless? The kind of nation where we are, court filings, license taxations, healthcare system. How are we, what is going to make it seamless?
Making it seamless is not going to be easy, no doubt about that. But we've started, we're on a journey. And like they say, every journey starts with a step. We are on that journey, and we believe with the drive, with the right support of the government, with the right support of the different head of agencies, this can be done, and it can even be done in an earlier time than 5 to 10 years. So we want to assure Nigerians that Galaxy Backbone is here to support all ministries, departments, and agencies of government to ensure that digitalization is a reality.
All right, let's go back again to partnerships. Are there some partnerships that are coming up or partnerships that you project that would really impact the lives of Nigerians as we speak? Are there some others that you want to speak to?
So in terms of partnership, we actually have a lot of partnership ongoing. I think the one with the head of service is very germane because the work of the core ministries cannot be overemphasized. They actually control a lot of processes in government. And so we're working with the head of service to ensure that all ministries are digitized. I've talked about MPTF, that's the Nigerian Police Trust Fund. We have the REA. But we're also working with private partners to ensure that some of this capacity, so for example, we have the WIOC, which is a private company, it's coming up to use part of our infrastructure to extend that last mile such that services can get to where those areas where we don't have services currently. So we're not just working with government agencies, we are working with private partners in terms of extending digital services to the citizens.
Okay, so beyond going with in these services and all that, you want to speak to training because, for instance, if you come to the rural area, I know some people might say, hey, and they're not all so backward. Are we also making provisions for trainings to make sure that they're able to use devices, operate properly with the data and all that? Are there things like that in place?
Yes, I think training is capacity building, as we call it, is a major part of our work. And because of the nature of our mandate, we're actually working not just with, I'll come back to the rural areas, but currently we are organizing programs for the directors of ICT within the ministries, departments, and agencies. We are working with, so usually one of the things we do is for every service we provide, we try to have a training component. And that's very important to ensure that customers can get the value from those services. Now, in terms of the rural areas, the truth is we have a government agency, the NITDA, that is in charge of digital literacy. So we're working with them to ensure that some of these programs actually get to the rural areas. And one of the good things that they're doing is they're building ICT hubs in different parts of the country. And we're working together to ensure that those ICT hubs are actually being put into good use.
All right. Let's take you now to what is in vogue. AI is here.
Yes.
How is it moving, and what role is it playing in Galaxy Backbone, and how is it moving to that Nigeria's development AI-wise, to ensure both marginalized communities are not excluded and to ensure that, hey, we are transiting on a very fast pace?
Yes, AI is the in thing, no doubt, and we are moving towards that. In terms of Galaxy Backbone, apart from using AI in some of our processes, what we pride ourselves with is to provide digital infrastructure to support AI itself. So for example, we're providing resources, compute, storage, and connectivity to a center called the National Center for AI and Robotics. It's a center under NITDA, and they're doing a lot of AI activities, which of course they're publicizing. So we're supporting a lot of AI initiatives. We're also part of the National AI Strategy, hosted by the Honorable Minister of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy. And these are, so there are bits happening here and there. And the truth is, the minister actually have a lot of programs inclined towards AI. The 3MTT program as well is about training tech talents to ensure that even though we have the digital infrastructure, we could also have humans that can program and come up with products in terms of automating and making AI better.
That's very important that it happens. The human must meet the automation.
Definitely.
Yeah. And let's go to people. How do we get Nigerians? So for many Nigerians, this digital thing, this digital economy, this moving to a digital smart governance, isn't it? It's still sounding very like fiction. It's still sounding so much like fiction. Yeah. How do we get people to buy into it? How do we get people to want to be a real part of it and understand that it's a movement that needs to happen?
Yeah, so I think the major thing is awareness and sensitization. That is ongoing. It's about digital literacy, understanding that AI is not going to take your jobs. AI is only going to make you more productive in terms of your jobs. But no doubt we need to have a lot of upskilling and reskilling to ensure that the AI can help us properly. Because like they say, AI is a tool. AI is like a robot, garbage in, garbage out. So if you have a car and you don't know how to drive, then the car is not as useful. So no doubt we need to sensitize the populace, the citizens, about the use of AI, and for them to also be ready to reskill and upskill themselves towards using AI tools properly.
Okay, so what about those who say, you guys, let's fix hunger first. Let's bring food on the table first. Why are we heading towards these things and putting so much drive in there?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting one, because I think the same question could be asked. Okay, we need to fix power. What that would mean is that we'll probably not be using a phone because our power problems have not been solved. That would mean, oh, we don't need DSTV, we don't need a lot of the luxuries that we have because our power problem has not been solved. So the truth is, for us to leapfrog and join the community of developed countries, we need to ensure that we're doing the right thing. And AI is part of it. We're in the AI world today. Nigeria cannot be left behind. So the truth is, we can't wait for some other things in order to ensure that we are actually moving the way the world is moving.
So they must go simultaneously.
So we must go concurrently.
Concurrently?
Yes,
yeah.
simultaneously.
Simultaneously. All right. Finally, let's lift our gaze a bit. Let's look at the future for Nigeria as a digital leader in Africa, because that is one of those key things that needs to happen. Definitely. This nation has to be able to lead the drive, because it's the largest, right? Yes. We need to be able to lead that drive when it comes to digitization in Africa and, shaping the continent, when it comes to the tech policies. So how do we get here, and what do you see is the way we're going to approach this and how we can attain this height?
So yes, Nigeria is leading in terms of in terms of tech in Africa currently. If you look at the unicorns, the number of unicorns that have come out of Nigeria, even in terms of the fintech and all that, Nigeria is leading. But the truth is, we are giant of Africa. We need to do more in terms of collaborating with smaller countries. We have the digital infrastructure. We need to see how we can benefit other countries that don't have that infrastructure in Africa, and that's the way to lead. So one of the things we are looking at in Galaxy Backbone is to see, we have 2 data centers. How do we ensure that, and we can provide services similar to Amazon, similar to Google, and the likes. So we're looking at how do we approach some of these African countries to come and host in our data center. That's kind of collaborating at a cheaper rate. How do we ensure that, okay, our backbone is extended to other West African countries, and so on and so forth. So Nigeria will take its place, no doubt, gradually, but definitely at some point.
And so basically, you're saying this can actually go into greater generation of, economic stability for Nigeria too?
Definitely, yes, I agree with that.
Oh, all right. That's a very good place to thank you, Professor Ibrahim Adeyanju. Thank you for your leadership, your expertise, and your vision. And it's beautiful you have made it clear that road path is clear. We can get there.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, that's the beam. And we have shown that it is indeed necessary that Nigeria must take its place as the leader in the digital space. I am Sunes Nathaniel. And as always, we urge you to stay curious, stay informed, stay engaged, and keep beaming your light where it matters the most. May this nation continue to rise and flourish. Bye for now.